Durant Customs Wrestling Talk, episode number 1. Man, we're gonna be just talking a little bit about professional wrestling, brother. Professional wrestling. Throughout the years, man, I like all the old school shit, brother. All the old school shit, you know, from the 80s, man. You can tell by the picture in the back. We're gonna break down certain fucking matches, vintage matches from back in the days, from the 80s, from World Class Championship Wrestling, AWA Wrestling, WWF, old school WWF, NWA, WCW, brother, from back in the days, even the 90s too, 70s, 80s, LUCHALIBRE style, AAA, CMLL, all that, man. Who's some of your favorite mass superstars from Mexico, man? Because if some of you guys out there haven't picked up on Lucha Libre style wrestling, brother, from the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, fuck, dude, you don't know what you guys are missing out on, you know? And also wrestling from Japan, dude, Tiger Mask, old school fucking Tiger Mask, dude, you know? I got the customs. Durant Customs comes from custom wrestling figures that I create. I've been doing that you know, that's how it started off. Durant Customs, that's where that customs come from. Lucha Libre style wrestling figures, man. Need a little chunk of change doing that, so bread and butter right there. So, man, you're talking about El Connect, dude. His vintage matches that he had with Andre the Giant, where he slammed Andre the Giant in Mexico City. I believe that was in probably 81, if I'm not mistaken, dude. He slammed Andre the Giant in Mexico City, and Andre the Giant ripped his fucking mask off, man. You know, well, not his mask off, but he tore the top of his mask, you know, so cool shit, dude. Tiger Mask is another one that would travel from Japan and go to fucking Mexico and wrestle El Fishman and all these other great wrestlers from Mexico and shit. Not just Mil Máscaras, but Rayo de Jalisco, Hurricane Ramirez, and El Psychedelico. Well, that's Mil Máscaras' brother, right? Dos Caras is Mil Máscaras' brother too. El Villano number 3, Atlantis, man. You got all kinds of great just Lucha Libre style matches, but the particular, you guys want to see some of my products and wrestling figures, you can find them on eBay. You know, custom wrestling figures all over. I make, you know, from World Class, not just Lucha Libre style custom figures, but also 12-inch figures. Cool shit, man, that you guys, if you guys are collectors, you would like to add to your collection. The match I want to talk about today is SUPERCLASH 3, the unification match between Jerry the King Lawler and his he was the AWA champ at that time. I was kind of because when I think Jerry the King Lawler, dude, I'm thinking Memphis, the organization he owned in Memphis with Jerry Jarrett, you know, Jeff Jarrett's dad. That's why it was kind of hard for me to remember. AWA champion, unification match between, who did he beat? Nick Bockwinkel for the title, for the championship? Or was it Kurt Hennig? He beat Kurt Hennig. That was when Kurt Hennig had beat Nick Bockwinkel. Kurt Hennig was leaving to the WWF, and then he dropped the title to Jerry the King Lawler, which then Lawler was going to unify. He unified that championship, that AWA championship, with the modern day warrior Kerry Von Erich's World Class Championship Wrestling heavyweight title, which they had broke off from the NWA, right? I believe, I'm not sure what year that was. I think SUPERCLASH was in 89 or 88. SUPERCLASH 3 was in 88, I believe. And if I'm not mistaken, But World Class had broke away from the NWA, made their own title. I'm not sure if Rick Rude was the first World Class champion. I believe Rick Rude was the first World Class champion, World Class Championship World Heavyweight champion. I believe that Iceman King Parsons was the first African American heavyweight wrestling champion for World Class Championship Wrestling at that, before Ron Simmons, if I'm not mistaken. Fact check me on that. I don't know. Pretty fucking cool. I'm pretty sure Iceman was before fucking Ron Simmons. So I don't know. Check it out. But yeah, I wanted to talk today on Wrestling Talk episode number 1. That unification match between the modern day warrior Kerry Von Erich out of Dayton, Texas, and Jerry the King Lawler. Man, what about that feud that Lawler had with the comedian? Man, what was his fucking name, man? The Man on the Moon. They made that movie up. Fuck, man, I'm getting old, dude. I'm getting old. That was a great fucking feud where he came out on Letterman and smacked him. Damn. Getting old, man. Modern day warrior Kerry Von Erich SUPERCLASH 3 unification bout. Jerry the King Lawler, AWA World Heavyweight Champion, in a bloody matchup against Kerry Von Erich, and then Jerry the King Lawler had his pile driver move, brother. And Kerry Von Erich had the iron claw or the discus punch, which later he became the Texas Tornado in WWE. A lot of people don't know that he wrestled with a prosthetic foot, man. Kerry Von Erich, man, during that match he had his prosthetic foot. I don't know, I believe it was his right foot. He lost it in a motorcycle accident, man. But for him to be able to still perform at that level, what an inspiration he was. Maybe he didn't realize that at the time, you know, but what an inspiration he was and still is, you know. Sad that he had to pass away so early, man. But what about David Von Erich? David Von Erich was a fucking badass wrestler, dude. Badass in-ring fucking performer and a fucking great on the fucking mic. That motherfucker cut an interview like none other, brother. Shit. But what a great fucking match. That unification bout was a bloody fucking match, man. I don't know how fucking Kerry Von Erich busted up his fucking bicep. They said he did it prior to the match going out there. Man, Kerry Von Erich couldn't really talk on the mic, man, but he could fucking perform, man. He was a great fucking wrestler and shit. But Jerry the King Lawler was great at fucking cutting a fucking interview, man. And he could carry a match, and so could Kerry, man. He could fucking, you know, he could perform out there, brother, you know. And what a great fucking match, putting on the pile driver on Kerry Von Erich, and then Kerry Von Erich standing up, putting a claw on him, and it looked like Kerry Von Erich was gonna fucking win, dude. And then the fucking referee stops the match and gives the fucking victory to Jerry the King Lawler. It was in Chicago, I believe, at that time. I believe that match took place in Chicago, Illinois. I'm not too sure who else, what the rest of the card looked like. I believe Los Guerreros were there, tag team versus, I believe even Mankind was there. Because I remember I met Mankind one time at Frank and Son's collectible shop over here in the city of Industry, and I mentioned to him that he had kind of wrestled up until that point every major wrestling organization throughout the year, and he said, no, well, AWA, I just kind of wrestled that pay-per-view. But I said, you still wrestled there, though, you know what I'm saying, you know. And then he was at TNA. This was before AEW, and then I think he had wrestled a little bit for, I'm not sure if he wrestled for ROH. I believe he came out there, though, a couple of times, you know. But I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm not sure. Wrestling Talk episode number 1. Let me know what you guys think. What match you would like me to break down in the future. If there's a particular match or a WrestleMania or something. What about the Royal Rumble? Did you guys get to watch the Royal Rumble? You know, the recent Royal Rumble. Who came out? Who were the surprise guests that came out in the Royal Rumble? I know they always add surprises or past some legends that come out on that Royal Rumble, man. But Durant Customs Wrestling Talk episode number 1, SUPERCLASH Unification about Kerry Von Erich versus Jerry the King Lawler. What a great match that took place in Chicago, Illinois, man. I believe it was in 1988. Great organization, man. Which organization did you guys love more? Was it the AWA or was it World Class Championship Wrestling? Was it AWA? And when I mean AWA, I mean Vern Gagne. I mean Kurt Hennig, Larry Zbyszko, Nick Bockwinkel. You know what, the Rockers, brother. Vintage Rockers, and fuck, dude, that was a fucking cool organization. Freebirds were there for a time. Or did you like World Class Championship Wrestling with the Von Erichs? And then Freebirds were there too. The feud with the Freebirds. Missing Link, Chris Adams, Gino Hernandez. Man, I was a great fan of World Class Championship Wrestling, brother, with the music they would play in the in-ring, getting up close, you know, with the video inside the ring. You could hear them hit the mat. Like, it was almost like you were there at the Sportatorium, brother. Let me know what you guys think. What's your favorite organization of back in the days? What's your favorite match? What you guys thought? If you guys ever did see that SUPERCLASH Unification match, let me know what you guys think about it or thought about it. Write the comments down below. Don't forget to press like and subscribe to the channel. Durant Customs Wrestling Talk episode number 1, brother. Peace, love, and light. And I'm out of here. Peace.